Morning. So this morning I'm going to be changing the front suspension arm front bushes on this Jaguar S-Type R. I'll show you a video clip right now showing what the problem is. Essentially, the wheel's moving backwards and forwards when you brake and accelerate. This is causing a bit of a vibration at high speed. There's quite a knock over speed bumps, which in the UK here we have loads of. So what it's allowing the wheel to do is move backwards and forwards. If I put it up in the air, I'll show you exactly what the problem is. So this is the bush in question. This is the one causing the problems. I don't know if I can do it by hand, but that arm is moving in and out quite a lot more than what we're doing there. Well, hopefully you can see it clear enough on the clip I did earlier. The way we actually diagnosed it, I had it on the MOT bay. We had one person in the car, one person underneath, and literally all we had to do was move it from drive to neutral, and this was just going dink, dink, dink. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad to do. We got a 18mm nut there with a 15mm bolt head, a 21mm nut there, and the only thing I can see, if I move my light, any issue I can possibly see us having is the head of the bolt for the arm we want to remove is in there. This side doesn't look too bad. I have managed to get a socket on there and a bar. But that one with the aircon pipes in the way might have a few things to move out the way, and there's not quite as much clearance on the side of the engine here, so that one might prove to be a bit tricky, but we'll see how we go. First job will be to remove the wheel. I've moved you to the head cam, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So this is the locking wheel nut. So that just slides on there, and then we'll just crack that off with a breaker bar. Excuse the background noise, the compressor's just finishing off, but there's enough here. Use my gun. Put that back up in the air, and we'll deal with this wheel afterwards. Right, if we deal with the outer one first, so an 18mm socket on the ratchet and a 15mm spanner. Going the right way. Might use a gun on that one. There's my 18. I had this one off recently because I replaced the bush for the lower shock absorber, so I actually thought that wouldn't be too bad to undo, but I've done quite a good job with it. So now, I always need to wind the bolts back on. You know, the nuts back on the bolts, and you know where they came from. So that's that one. See, that's loose. So now it's just this one that's going to be a bit of a pig to get onto, I think. Right, so I think I am probably going to have to, oh, I don't know, might get away with that. Ah, that is, I can feel that is on the bolt there. I think if I get my little extension in there, I'm not going to get a ratchet or anything on it. Huh. It's going slightly better than I thought, but I'm not going to speak too soon. Like that. I only need to get that on there enough just to hold it, because obviously, let's see what happens if we try and do that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to undo this with just a spanner. This is, if I get the light actually, I will show you before I undo it. These washers you see on there, they are adjustable. So once we've done this job, we will have to do an alignment on it. But we do have our alignment machine over there, so it's not going to be too big an issue. Right, let's see how tight this is. Very. So, because I can't get my gun on there, we'll do the old 2 spanner trick. There we go. Couple of those. There we go. That is that whole arm out, which I've got to be honest, took me a lot less time than I thought it would. So the really annoying thing is that does not look too bad, but so when we put it in, when we do it from reverse to drive and back again, it moved a lot. So just now check that this is the new bush, make sure it is right. It looks very, very right. So even this pattern here is right. Sometimes there'll be slight design differences, but this one looks all good. So yeah, make sure that look is about the same and looks good to me. So yeah, the next thing will be set up the press and press this out. Right, so this is all set up now, so I'll show you what we've done. So we've got these 2 blocks have got a V shape in them, so they are supporting the bottom of the actual arm, so the bush can fall right through. Then we've got a 56mm socket, which looks like I've never used, which I found in the workshop. So that's going to come down on there. That will push on the outside. So if I show you on the new one, it will push on this outer ring. Because if you push in the middle, it's just going to split the rubber even more and push it through. I have made a note as well. If I show you on there actually, if you look at this as if it was an arrow, that arrow section is pointing towards the arm. So when we put the new one in, we know exactly where the old one came out. And then stop it all going tits up, the rest of the arm is supported on there. So I really do like this press. This is an expensive press, but it works well. So as you can see, that is sliding right out. So we've got a bit of corrosion there. We'll clean up before we put the new one in. We'll keep the old one for a moment because this line here is going to be very crucial for us to get a good idea of how far in the new bush goes. Of course, if we put it in too far, the arm's going to be too far to one side. So we'll leave it at the back there. Right, so we've got this little pad here that should just clean up the rough edges, clean up a bit of the corrosion, all the dirt that's got up in there. You don't want to take too much metal out, so there's no good going in with any coarse sandpaper or anything, because you make it too loose, the bush is just going to move around. So you just want to clean up the rough edges. I think that's pretty much it, I think. There's still a bit of a mark, you can still see a bit of corrosion there, but you can't really feel it, so I'm happy with that. There for the next one. And then let's see if we've got a bit of maintenance spray just to help it slide in. No primer, silicone spray. No, there we are. GT85. This is some good stuff. So just light misting. Like I said, we'll line this up so that that arrow is pointing towards the arm. And we'll just move the press up a little bit so we can get the socket back in. Happy that is fairly straight. I think has just touched this where it's not quite lined up, so yeah. So now just make sure that is sitting on the edges nicely. So, and what we're looking for is about that much of the metal collar in the bush sticking out. So probably about there. Right, I just wanted to show you where the flat on that washer goes. One thing, I'll drop it on the floor. One thing I did notice is there is actually an access panel there for the bolt. So I can actually get a 19mm spanner on there when I put it back together, rather than having to go through that hole. The hole's actually there for obviously the bolt to go backwards into the subframe. Come on, there we are. So yeah, the flat on this washer, just there, that lines up with where those threads have been ground down on the bolt. And the idea of that is, you see this hole is elongated. So hopefully you can see that. I'll come around here. So when the washer's on there, you turn the bolt to adjust the wheel alignment. You can see that the bolt slides from one side of that hole to the other. So from memory it was about there. So I'm going to put the arm back on, put it in that place, and then I'll probably do a separate video for the wheel alignment. So keep an eye out for that. If you subscribe and hit the bell button, you will obviously get a notification when that comes around. Please do like the video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.